So, this is my first reaction video, and there will be one up on my channel every week, and this time I'm doing it on Draw My Life by Onision. So, I will talk to you guys once I've finished watching it.
Hello everyone. Like a douchebag, I'm doing what everyone else is doing because I know it will get me hit. And hits equal sex with hookers. And I love hookers. Welcome to Draw My Life with Onision. Sorry, there's a plane flying over right now. So it all started when my mom pushed me out of her vagina. She was impregnated by my dad, who had a banana. Anyway, so my head was like this big and my chest was like this big. So you can assume that the experience for my mom was pretty painful. Anyway, so when I initially came out, I wasn't breathing due to the fact that I had my umbilical cord wrapped around my neck 3 times. Or 4 times or whatever. A few months back, the doctor said I was going to be born retarded, so my mom should abort me. But being the good Seventh-day Adventist she was, she said no. So this is awkward. I don't really remember much of anything before the age of 11. And considering my father's an accused child molester, that's probably not a good thing. Stupid planes flying over again. Anyway, so I just want to emphasize that my dad is accused by many people. So when my mom found out, she divorced him, and I was only 2 years old at the time. So most of my childhood, it was just me, my mom, and my 2 sisters. So through most of school, I was made fun of having the last name of Jackson. Everyone said I was related to Michael Jackson, and people made fun of my giant head a lot. But eventually, I grew into the size of my head, and now no one picks on me for it. I jumped from school to school a lot during my childhood. That's me on a pogo stick jumping. Eventually, I was in one place long enough to get a girlfriend and lose my virginity. We broke up like 8 times, and eventually it was just over. Most of my high school days were actually spent in college, so I would get more credits for less time. I graduated on time and shortly after joined the U.S. Air Force. I tried to be Special Forces, but then flunked out of that because I refused to kill and eat a rabbit. And even though the Air Force realized I wasn't even able to kill a little rabbit, they decided to put me into security forces. So I trained to become a cop, I graduated on time, and then was sent to Oklahoma. I volunteered to be deployed to Iraq twice, but they always listed me as a backup or told me it just wasn't my time to go yet. So then I thought to myself, I hate Oklahoma, and decided to volunteer for South Korea. If you think this is racist, you need to watch South Park more. Anyway, so for some reason, a few months later, they sent me right over. And after a year or so of being in South Korea, I had a mental breakdown and almost killed myself. But nobody knew I had a mental breakdown because I did it quietly with the 9mm in my head. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, I'm sorry. The point is, I was really sad, but then I went on leave for 30 days. When I came back off leave, I thought everything was okay, but then my supervisor called me a dirtbag. So I turned to my weapons and confessed to somebody that I was suicidal. They promptly sent me over to a therapist where I realized that the reason I was so suicidal is because I was serving an institution which represented death. So I filed to obtain conscientious objector status, and then after about 6 months of waiting for them to finally discharge me, I decided to strip naked in my boss's office due to the fact that they attempted to give me a letter of reprimand based on something that was absolute bullcrap. I was then thrown in jail for about 10 minutes for stripping down naked in front of my boss. But they let me go eat lunch if I promised to keep my clothes on. Anyway, then I got demoted from senior airman to just airman first class. Anyway, a couple months later, I was honorably discharged. But that's probably because other than me stripping naked in my boss's office, I had never gotten in trouble. So I served a total of 3 years and 6 months in the U.S. Air Force. And now I'm all about peace. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, you know when I had that M9 to my head and I was incredibly suicidal thinking about pulling the trigger?
I love you.
You want to know why I didn't do it? Because on November 14th, 2007, I told myself that if I could dedicate myself to YouTube, to entertaining and making people like you happy,
You're amazing.
to making my stupid life have some kind of meaning,
Your life
then I didn't need to kill myself. Because I had something to live for. And that's you. So, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry, I'm tearing up a little bit. This happens when I talk about my story, but the point is, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for making me feel like I'm not completely worthless.
If you're watching this,
Bye.
please. That was actually a really sad story. But this is my thoughts and feelings. So, the thoughts and feelings about this and Draw My Life by Onision. Don't try. If something goes wrong in your life, don't think suicidal thoughts. You're a unique and kind person. I know some people might not agree with me, but you're a really unique, kind person and you have your own way of living, but please, if you're watching this, I love you. And please don't think suicidal thoughts, because it's always a bad end if you think suicidal thoughts. And well, so don't chase a permanent solution, because that'll equal a temporary problem. Well, to a temporary problem, if you know what I mean. So, well, Lauren's in the background. Yep.
Hey guys! Well, when I was watching this, I found it really sad. But Anision didn't commit suicide. So Alex was good at putting that like that. But she got it a bit
armrest.
She got it a bit wrong. What you say is, don't choose permanent solution to a temporary problem. Remember, if you're thinking about suicide, don't. And if you're in high school, don't worry. It'll be over soon. Trust me, I know that. I know how that is.